Hi guys, welcome to another podcast episode. This is Just Innov8. I am Marabella Zirma.
And I'm Avalanche.
And today we will be talking on
Latest trends in gaming technology. With specifics, we'll be talking about the metaverse, which is like a whole different world for the world living, as well as latest trends in gaming, mobile gaming on tablets as well. Yeah, like we said, it's going to be about latest trends in gaming technology. Trust me, we've got an interesting lineup for you, so you don't want to miss this one. But we'll be right back as we go on a break now. So this is Just Innov8, and our topic of discussion today is going to be on latest trends on gaming technology. And I just want to ask you, Mirabel, like your history in gaming.
once upon a time. I used to play. I used to play 3D once upon a time. Then I switched to like Commando. Commando.
Why does that sound like a downgrade to me?
It is a downgrade, but I mean,
in this modern advancement,
everybody to their own, please.
That's like going from playing FIFA 2022 to
everybody to their own.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I don't know why I liked Commando, but yeah, Call of Duty is better. That one is not it's not a topic for discussion. But yeah, I just moved that.
But let me just put you on the spot for a minute. Like, when you were growing up, like, what were the games that were popular that you know you engaged with?
There's this bouncing game, Snake and Egg. That one that you play with GSM now. That one that you play with like buttons. Moving your snake.
I think Snake was the name.
And then bouncing ball.
Okay, I think I know. I mean, it just took me back to growing up. That was your growing up. My growing up was some throwback black and white kind of arcade kind of gaming thing, you know. Like, but basically, I grew up on Sega, Mortal Kombat, games like that. I love the fighting stuff, and yeah, they have Contra, Super Mario, definitely. So I guess we come from the same different eras, definitely the same era.
Definitely different eras.
Yeah, cut from different clothes. I'm on Saturn, or you're on Ankara. No.
Okay, fine.
But you get what?
I get the gist.
All right.
But no Ankara.
Why?
I like silk.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So, what about metaverse? We already know now.
I think we should leave that to the experts. But metaverse is something. It's kind of subjective, so I think we should just leave that for now, and we'll be right back as we go on a break.
Welcome back to Just Innov8. We have tech bros in our midst. Please introduce yourself. You know.
I'm like tech bros right Is it not tech bros?
Oh yeah. So my name is Olapide David. I'm a video editor and a graphic designer in Art Innovation.
Okay, I'm Kenichi. I'm a product designer, a roboticist, and an industrial metaverse enthusiast. So I work at Innov8 as well, and I was dragged into this.
Wow, you make it sound like you were coerced or something. Were you?
Huh?
Yeah.
What?
Were you? Were you coerced?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I hate cameras. Obviously.
David forgot to announce the fact that he's an avid gamer, I think. Because I've seen him engage himself in gaming.
I tried.
Tell us about the gaming world now.
Based on Gaming Guru. The gaming world is a vast world and it contains a lot of elements. So can you just, perhaps Mr. David or Can you just tell us about the gaming world, your take on it?
Well, the gaming world is quite vast. I mean, you can look at it from different angles. You have arcade, you have action, you have adventure games, you have the casual sports games like FIFA that are all popular with NBA. We have the NFL,
Yeah, I love NBA 2K, by the way. Shout out. Yeah.
So I mean, so if you look at how gaming started, except for like probably arcade games, maybe started playing games and games like Pac-Man and Ralph, all those kind of old, very old games.
Space War.
Yeah, like Bounce on Nokia, Express Music, all those quite old games. So they moved into I think Game Boy was next, or Sega. There was Sega, they went to Game Boy, they moved to PS1, 2, 3, and now we have PS5. So if you look at how it has developed, say playing games in black and white basically, no colors. Now we are playing games in 8K, 4K resolutions with like high frame rate, like 120. Some games almost 240 frames per second. So I think gaming world has expanded over the years. So I mean, so you can also look into how the gaming world is connected to the metaverse, playing games, VR games, and AR games basically.
So what's your favorite game?
Favorite game, probably FIFA. Yeah,
Are you sure it's FIFA?
yeah, definitely it's FIFA.
Okay, okay.
What about you?
So, so I'm going to talk about games. Well, first, let's talk about like gaming in general. I'll say that, like, okay, I started gaming since I was young, from the normal, what call it, spacing packs, data raising, all those print pixel, black and white stuff. So, and before we got into all these consoles, like the PS1 and all those stuff. So they're like you said, they're different types of games. And if you're telling me, like you're asking me which games I like, it also depends on genre, which kind of, because there are some games you can't even play on consoles, or you can, but I'm a PC gamer. There's argument there where you talk about people that are like PC gamers, people that love consoles, and they're like games are sometimes made for each of these platforms exclusively, and in general, like the game technology has come far. For me, it's no more about like gaming. I think I found passion in developing games more than playing now. So
Wow.
I don't really right now. I feel that most games like get boring after first chapter or something like that. So
Yeah, but editions like
yeah,
editions get renewed and refreshed.
yeah. Even if it was yeah, even if it was remastered.
Yeah, I think just slightly, so
Yeah.
no difference.
Okay, so I just wanted to ask. Forgive me, I'm kind of being this.
Okay.
Yeah, but I love certain kinds of games.
Yeah.
But like for instance, Football Manager, what does that fall in? Because I've been trying to see. It's not like an engaging. It's more like a mind game, like
Yeah.
mind simulation. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
technically correct, but I feel like where does that fall? Basically, I really need to know personally.
I think
Football Manager still falls under casual sporting games, but it's still centered around football. But this time you're not just engaging with the player, you're just more like at the background.
Yeah, like manager.
Considering transfers, player fitness and stuff like that. So it's still fun to that sport.
There's a lot of simulation.
You get a lot of stimulation that you don't see.
But definitely, board games don't fall.
I think they are under the
Well,
What games?
yeah. I'll tell you why, brother. Because Mirabel and I will have a bet.
okay.
The Scrabble bet of 10,000 naira. Who's going to be the better player? But that's by the way. We're going to handle that. I'm going to defeat her definitely. Anyway, so moving forward.
But wait, before you move forward, I think the game, the manager game and the board game you were talking about, I think they are under tactical or strategy games, because there's a
So is that like a specialized term or something?
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a category like strategic game. Well,
genre, like I said earlier. Yeah, so
maybe it falls with
that should be sports and strategy.
Okay. Before I let Mirabel ask you, I just have one more question.
Okay.
Now, in terms of gaming, the art of gaming,
Yeah.
we've got like an addiction attached to it, right? When you have somebody, for instance, not being productive with personal work, and the person perhaps spends like 12 hours a day on gaming, that should be a problem. So, like, where do you strike the perfect balance between playing games and not letting it be an addiction?
No problem.
I don't think it's a problem.
It's
not a
like
problem.
if I plan was today, I will use it for daily. So
Well, it depends on your schedule.
Well, it depends on the person.
Okay.
So, and also, I think gaming is also very good for exercising. I mean, studies have showed that it helps concentration. Like if you're playing strategic games.
Well, definitely not concentration or schoolwork.
Yeah?
It does help.
It just helps.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a
because-
newbie in this, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like studies have showed, it's not like I'm making this up. Maybe check Google. Like they are like research, scientific question. Yeah. It's even good also for older people, not just younger folks. It builds the mind and all that stuff. And also, if I were to say, like I said, I'm a roboticist, some of the concept of game development is even coming to robotics as we know it. So, like, if you were like a gamer, and most gamers tend to become game developers. That's the thing. And from game development, you might find passion in robotics, and that's how I went through. So that's of how it's went. Yeah.
So Mirabel, I was thinking of making you a robot. So I know where to start from. Just for the Anyway, you might want to ask the next question.
okay, well, as you had David, you mentioned something about like you mentioned the metaverse and how it relates to games. So, David,
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. The metaverse. Okay, I know you've heard a lot about the metaverse. Going to former Facebook, which is like Meta now, taking up the name and all that stuff. So that's what we were praying for. But COVID-19 made it possible for a lot of people to know about it as well. So the metaverse is just like is a name, a concept for conceptualizing the next version of the internet. That is supposed to be like spatial. For them, like, let me not define it like that. It's more like an immersive internet. The way we know internet, like we browse through our phones and it's more like 2D.
Yeah.
So it's more like a version where we can immerse ourselves, and we don't even have to do so much with our phones. But you can be accessed with the phone. Normal traditional technology should work, but like emerging technologies like virtual reality, augmented reality, which is like extended reality, they are all new technologies that will become part of this. And also, like, even in the industry, and that's why I'm like interested in industrial metaverse, because in the industry it's used heavily to solve problems as well. That is it. So the name metaverse is a concept for the next wave of the internet. Yeah.
And how did that name come about?
Yeah, I think it came from a book called Snow Crash, written by Neil Stevenson.
Okay, I think I've heard about
Yeah. So it's just a sci-fi book. Like it was even there that most people brought this concept of the metaverse. If you've seen Ready Player One, that's something that movie that depicts the gaming side of the metaverse. So I'm saying,
metaverse, meta-humans, they are created in the world.
okay, you know about meta-humans. Good. Like meta-humans, like it's so a lot of companies other than Facebook, they are trying to. Oh, sorry, Meta might be sued. Meta, a lot of companies other than Meta, like Epic Games, Nvidia, I don't know. They are Microsoft. They are in on this. Even Apple, although they are doing their own on the ground. So they are in on this. MetaHuman is like an avatar software cloud-based software developed by Epic Games to make avatars seamlessly. So these are like components. Having an avatar in the virtual world is part of the component of the metaverse. Like because you need something, you need to represent, just like you have an ID when you're browsing, you have an IP address and all those things. So you need to, like, if you are going to be seeing someone through the virtual reality goggle headset, they need to have something that represents them. Yeah, so that is why there's like meta human there.
So, well, I want to talk about meta humans. I'm going to like, as in the Matrix.
Yeah, kind of. That's another like movie that depicts something like the metaverse. Yeah. So, but people really don't know. Like when you tell someone to define metaverse, it's not even, nobody knows what is going to be like become the real metaverse. We're just going to
Subjective.
Yeah. Right now, everybody's just learning. I'm trying to build.
No, you can't say that. You don't sound like you're learning at all. Like, this guy here can actually write a whole book on metaverse. Trust me, from the things I've been enlightened, basically. So, just speaking on you just for a short second, I want to understand, have you worked on any projects related to metaverse? Or,
Sure.
yes.
Like, I would say, okay, we talked about extended reality. So the area, like I said, I'm interested in industrial metaverse. That means, like, for instance, I'm interested in extended reality, which is virtual reality, as well as augmented reality and mixed reality for industry use cases. So here I design products. So what I'm trying to do is like visualize products using extended reality, either in AR or in virtual reality. So that is basically, so I have the project I did like a test for product review, which I have my LinkedIn or something. So I did like a test where you could like the product we designed to scale, brought it into a scene where you could take the parts, take them apart, the different parts, measure it, and you can see the product in scale, and you could like make corrections and all that stuff. But it's just a proof of concept. Right now, I've been working on a project where we want to build like a virtual showroom for all our products, because here in Innov8 we have like a lot of products and it keeps filling our showroom, physical showroom. So I was like, okay, if we could actually extend this, it's not just solving the problem of having to archive this product, but it's also solving the problem of having to someone else having access that's not like here. They could easily access and see and go around in their own time. They might, maybe we have like hundreds or thousands of products. They'll be like, go through that place and they're like, oh, I'm tired, I should take a break or something.
Virtual representation.
The exas with the products, so they're there. So I should, yeah.
So sorry here, but I just need to get things out in my chest first. So I just want to just go to David for a second. When it comes to Nigerians in the gaming world, like, have there been notable Nigerians who have perhaps designed or created games that you're aware of?
Well, I think if there's any at all, I don't know if we know them.
Out.
But
I think Nigerians are, I don't think the society or the system allows them to freely express themselves. Because an average secondary school student caught playing game, you probably be like, this one is not serious. Why you focus so much on gaming? But what society doesn't understand is it starts from somewhere. So if someone is dedicated to playing games, eventually it might lead to the person developing games. We have a few gaming industries in Nigeria, but they're not prominent. It might just be doing other stuff. Maybe we move into animation because they realize that there isn't a space for gaming or creating games in Nigeria. And we end up just going to go and work for companies like Unity or Unreal Engine because there isn't the ecosystem here to let them pursue a chance in it. That's
Yeah, and to add to that, like he's really on point. Like a lot of developers. In short, there was a time where everybody was like clamoring for the market because the gaming industry is huge. The market is huge. If anybody can make it in Africa, he would make a lot. You understand? Like, and I think a lot of players are craving, even players outside abroad, craving for this African content. So, but we are saying that we have less games like that have this content. A lot of developers that are trying to develop. There's one studio I happen to work with, like briefly. I think that Dimension Studios. Right now. They're currently building an African-based game. I think it was called Orisha or something. Yeah, and they are trying. I believe. I wish they could. They will succeed. It's going to open up the industry as well.
Does that have anything to do with like the local data?
Yeah, of course. I think
I had this very conversation today. Like that's why it's surprising me when you brought it up, man. I had no idea, and that's why like creatives and obviously from the gaming context now, creatives have to synergize, to work their magic basically because we've come to a time where can you imagine the amount of revenue that Japan, for instance, gets from just gaming? We're not even talking about like the whole line of electronic technology, just gaming technology. There's a lot of money that comes. So imagine what that can do for Nigeria. That can buy you a Benz. Oh, you want a jet?
I think there is more to gaming than just game developers. Because I mean, if you look at, I think a game like Far Cry 5 is based on, I think, a city in Mexico about the cartel and everything. Wow. So those kind of stories will not be properly told by a game developer. So we need content writers, story writers to build this story. Like it might just be a form of so this is how the Nigeria, like our local gods or pick like Benin City now and try to do a walkthrough of the different gangs or stuff that happen. So it's not just about doing 3D models, it's more about telling the story because gaming is not just about the models, it's about the story part, other elements.
Even the music too.
Music.
I know of people, gamers, who are falling in love with certain songs and so like a lot. Like for instance, Grand Theft Auto. Auto, I beg your pardon. Like that game has a lot of songs. I know that people will ask you, where did you get the song from? GTA. It just creates that buzz around it. Yeah. So it's amazing. Mirabel, like to say something?
Just clear up the misconception now. I think some people are confused between multi-lens, metaverse, stuff like that. I think I once watched Flash. Close the description.
Okay, no, multiverse is Flash. Then metaverse is just a name, and I think when it actually comes into view, we might not be calling it the metaverse, but who knows? I'm not sure about that. Like just like the internet we have today, I think we're going to gradually ease into the metaverse. It's not just going to happen like this. It's going to be slowly and deliberately. And why I'm saying this is, that's why I like the industry. Like they use, like virtual reality has been there even before this hype. It has been used for simulations and in the industry, for training, military, for other trainings like Air Force, or not just Air Force, like military. Like it's because virtual reality was expensive then, like even for other research purposes. But now it's becoming democratized. You get technology. The technology is becoming cheaper to produce and all that. A little bit. No, come on. I mean, we can afford Oculus Quest.
PSVR you call it the same price as PS5 itself. So you buy PS5, but you not buy PS.
You're looking at the high-end ones now.
No, this is PSVR basically
Yeah.
compared to higher. They're looking at Oculus Quest 2. This is very
Cheaper ones.
so come the spending 300k on headsets.
Yeah.
Wow.
Compared to
That almost buy a car.
wait, no, come on. Compared to what it was before.
Yeah.
But yeah. So like, but now we have a headset here now, man. Innov8. If not that, even before we get that, we would have like a lot of discussions. So yeah.
Okay. So okay, just before we let you go, or both of you go, I just want give me a top 3 list of, since we're talking about trends in gaming technology, just give me a top 3 list, your personal top 3 list of
Games.
Yes.
That I love. Okay. I forgot to say this. I'm more inclined to online gaming now, because like experiencing other people in the game, not just NPCs. So, I'm also into more visual, like high graphics games. I love. So like my bet for now, Conqueror's Blade, that's one, and the one I'm waiting for is Ashes of Creation. It's still under development. I'm following up that story because I think it's going to be one of the best MMO game. That's why it's
Get the ball.
Yeah. So I'll say for single player games, the best because of my like when I was growing up and all that should be Assassin's Creed 3.
Oh yeah, I played that. I actually forgot. Yeah. I know. Saying I'm a newbie in this. Like, yeah, I played Assassin's Creed. Yeah, that's true.
So,
And there was there was also The Witcher. I love The Witcher.
oh, sorry.
It was actually created into the series.
Okay. From that, okay, before the Assassin's Creed, I can switch now. I reach out before Assassin's Creed because I get the hammer.
So does that mean I can qualify now as a gaming enthusiast? You know, considering my catalog, my history. Why never talking about you? Don't just stop.
Like,
I feel like game follow me Candy Crush.
okay.
You?
Wow.
Wow. Good for you.
I understand what you just gave me now. Like, yeah, did. You know?
Violence.
Okay, how about yours? Just tell us yours.
So number one now will be FIFA.
Okay.
Anyone at all? I think FIFA 19 is the classic. Let's come on for it. FIFA 19. Then God of War. God of War the 2018 areas. Then we moved to Call of Duty Mobile.
Wow. Nice.
Okay. It was fun having you.
Amazing, actually. I learned a lot.
Yes, my favorite game is Candy Crush.
Probably down. So that was
It's okay.
Snake and Ladders.
It's okay.
No, Snake and Ladders is actually a cool game. Like, I play Ludo. Like, there are some what games that are actually fun. Scrabble. But I didn't even go at Scrabble.
The Summits of Us. Probably Summits of Us.
Okay.
So thank you so much, Mr. Kenna and Mr. David, for appearing on our podcast. Like, you've been able to shed a lot of light insight. I feel there's a lot of money to be made, even from you mentioned online gaming.
Yeah.
You know, like some of all these things, like it comes with extra incentives. So there's a lot, like the economics of it. It's amazing. Thank you so much. I really hope you come back some other time.
Yeah.
Tell us when you've developed your own game, because I'm definitely sure you will.
I will come back when the podcast is in the metaverse.
Oh, wow. Okay, walk towards that.
So, thank you for watching this podcast. And follow us on our socials here. Yeah, follow us on our socials. They'll appear on the link.
They'll be on the screen.
They'll be on the screen. All right, so.
See you next week.
Bye.
Adios.